Hey, we're live. Okay, hey, welcome to the workshop number 146. This is a comedy safe space, so if you guys want to, like say the N word or something, I'm not going to tell your parents. Um,
I do want to say it. How did you know?
do it.
Perfect. You don't know you don't.
Alrighty. Itai, you're up first, so let me know what your topic is and when you're ready to begin, and I will start your time.
So my topic was neglect. The set's not too long, but I'm good to go. You guys are ready for me?
Yeah.
All right. So the funny thing about neglect is that it's all relative. It, it really just depends who you ask. Like I leave my dog outside for 2 hours and nobody bats an eye. But the minute I leave my kid outside, I'm getting the cops called on me. It's all relative. You know, like the other day, I go to PetSmart and I'm buying grade A premium dog food. Expensive shit. Cashier girl, she's checking me out. She's saying, "Oh, you treat your dog amazing. What a good dog dad you are." And I couldn't agree more. You should tell my kid that every time he brings this to school, all his friends think he's crazy. Next thing I know, cop shows up. I'm explaining to him, I'm like, look, it's got protein, it's got carbs, and I'm pretty sure it's keto. Good shit. PETA says they don't want people calling their animals pets anymore, and I say fine. Um, fine. Freeloading, freeloading pieces of shit. It is. It is what it is. But no, I think we should have a universal standard for neglect that transcends both race and species. And this is my manifesto for neglect. Rule number one: graphic tees are only allowed between the ages of 1 to 8 and 65 and up. Anything else is a no-no. Bowl cuts are encouraged until the age of 10 and then never allowed again. Salad can never be given as a meal, only a substitute. And my last and final rule is rule number four. I know you heard this before. Never let them get high on your own supply. And that's my neglect set neglect code.
Ooh, sweet. Yay.
Well, that was good then.
You guys have any feedback?
For feedback, it could have been longer.
Yeah.
I mean, the first joke was good. I think the first joke was good. And then,
Yeah, I liked.
you know,
Yeah, sorry.
How long did the kid get away with taking dog food to school? Was it
Too
one
long.
day or too long?
Too
Like
long.
I have bought my second bag of dog food and they came to me and said, "Hey, you can't do this."
Yeah.
I would have liked to see it like drawn out. Like, I buy the expensive dog food, the best dog toys, a little bed, and they still say I'm abusing my kid. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
like drag out the dog stuff and then hit it with. And it's actually for my kid. Just kidding.
Okay.
well, you know,
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe you could try deadpan timing with that. You know, just like really slow. You know, that kind of timing with
Okay.
those kind of jokes. You know, I think they would work great. Like Jimmy Carr. You know, one those kind of one-liners.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All right.
Mhm.
Much appreciated.
I
All
think
right.
there could be something about not letting your kid on the furniture either,
Yeah.
and he like freaks out like when the doorbell rings.
Yeah. I
Oh, yeah.
definitely could have played into it a bit more. I wasn't sure how this was gonna go. I was just gonna write like something small, but yeah, probably should have definitely drawn it out a bit more in hindsight.
You could also have like, I put a water bowl on the floor for him. He has his whatever his pee pad. Like really, really lean into him, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like, yeah, like water bowl on the floor.
All right.
It's just like a comedian. They like, hey, can you do 2 minutes of jokes? Yes. Hey, my name's Jeremy. All right, you guys been a great audience. I'm getting out of here. Just end it.
Uh, you think bowl cuts are gonna make a comeback? Because I think bowl cuts are gonna be the new mullets.
Who had a bowl cut? Because I had a bowl cut. My mom never, or the barber never used like an actual bowl. and I was always so disappointed because mom always fucked my hair up anyways.
I had a
I think
bowl
it's
cut.
a older generation.
Yeah, that's
With
much.
the accent.
That's how much she cared about you. She didn't even use a bowl.
Well, was it like a
Neglect.
Gate?
You
Mhm.
racist piece of shit. no. No. I thought I could
I
get
hate
a second laugh.
everybody equally. All right. I hate everybody equally.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
What was the cult with the bowl cuts? Was that Heaven's Gate?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that'd be like a thing. Like you can't. What was the age range for bowl cuts?
1 to 10, and then never again.
No.
Maybe it should
What
just
about,
be
unless
never
you're an
again.
adult?
Never again.
Just banned.
Just banned. I don't know. I think some people work it. Some people can play it off.
I mean, if you're an adult with a bowl cut, you either. Well, no, you're probably in a cult. Like I can't picture any other.
Yeah.
I mean, or if you're like in a like an old kung fu movie.
Yeah. If you're a kid, then like rock it.
Or your Miley Cyrus when she was
Yeah.
Oh
going through some
no!
stuff. Yeah.
We lost Jeremy.
It's okay. She was going through some things.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And now her hair's like mine, but crazier. It's like spiky in different directions.
Yeah, it looks like wet all the time.
Yeah. She's like she buys the really cheap gel at Shoppers, even though she's
Yeah.
crazy rich.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, that'd be like wet ass hair. Anyway, you think there would be like haircuts for like there's like maybe like a casserole dish cut or like a plate cut? That'd probably be like a flat top or something. I assume. I don't know.
What about like the strainer cut?
Maybe like frosted tips or something. What the fuck?
We're losing everybody.
I guess,
We're dropping like flies.
Yeah.
they don't like us.
This is like a game of Among Us or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, who was it?
Yay.
Anyway, trying to wait on Jeremy to come back. I hope he reconnects. Feel free to talk about random shit in the meantime.
How long did you guys make your sets today?
Like 4 minutes,
Okay.
or not the topic one, like that one's like 2 minutes, I guess.
Yeah.
Very interesting talk. Yeah, like so is shit all like still closed where you are, Sophia?
Yeah, it's getting worse here. In the summer, we had 0 cases for a day.
Mhm.
That was fun. And then we're getting progressively worse. My city's not that big, but there's a lot of cases.
Do you guys have stuff still open?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes. I'm not going to them, but yeah.
Fair.
I think bars were forced to close early or something
Yeah.
and not serve alcohol past like 9 p.m. or something. But
Yeah. What about comedy? Still happening?
all the open mic shows closed about 2 weeks ago.
Fair.
Yeah.
It's kind of
And
safe in Toronto.
I had a show that was canceled at the end of September. That was my first big show. So.
That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh well.
Now we lost our host.
Yay!
Well, free for all. Throw away your subjects.
Are we waiting for him or? Oh, there we go. He's back.
Oh, he's coming.
Yeah, that
Hey!
was weird.
It's good you came back because I was starting anarchy. So
We're about to give
I'm
ourselves
sure
bowl
that would be
cuts.
very interesting to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, so the order is now changed, I
Back?
guess, because the arrangement of people has changed. Sophia, you're up next. Let me
Okay.
let me know what your topic is and when you're ready to begin, and I will start your time.
Okay. My
Hi,
topic
Lupo.
was cheap. So I will start now. I may not have many talents, but I am certainly gifted in the field of science known as getting as drunk as possible for as cheap as possible, ology. I should have a master's degree in this subject, with my final thesis being entitled My Trip to Las Vegas, an Exploratory Study. My first time in Las Vegas was definitely an emotional and spiritual journey. May have been a severe heat stroke, but who's to say? I found much cheap alcohol in Vegas, including a bar that was selling a bucket of Corona beer for $10 and large flutes of margarita as tall as me that you can just drink in the streets. However, the pinnacle of my cheap white girl inebriation happened in the casinos. I learned that if you're gambling, they bring free alcoholic beverages to you. And, my friends, the 1 cent slot machines count as gambling. Best 90 cents I've ever spent. You may ask, did I do anything else in these big fancy casinos other than the penny slots? And the answer is no. You may also ask, did I drink any water during my adventure? And the answer is also no. When I woke up the next morning, I felt very successful at my mission to get as drunk as possible, but a failure at my mission to keep myself alive. Have you ever had diarrhea so bad that you start to question if your internal organs are still there? Or maybe they just disintegrated? Yeah. Everyone talks about the glamorous throwing up part of being drunk, but no one ever wants to talk about the diarrhea. I mean, it may have been the copious amounts of cheap Mexican fast food I had, but who's to say? The conclusion of my thesis is this. Drinking cheap booze in Vegas, it's a gamble. That's it.
Good one. Good one.
Yay!
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Do you guys have any feedback? Feedback?
I can't think of
Oh,
anything right now.
The machine joke was good. Sorry, Tay.
The penny slots?
Yeah, the penny slot. That joke was good with cheap and stuff. Yeah, it worked.
Yeah, you said
It's
cheap
a-
slots, and I was thinking, did she go to a prostitute place?
Yeah, because when you said penny slots, I was thinking you just said penis slots wrong.
You know
Playing
what?
the penis slots.
Vegas.
Good old penis slots.
Don't know what is real. Who knows?
Mm.
It's a good joke. It's a good throwaway line.
Yeah, that was a good
Yeah.
stick
I-
bird.
Well, I don't really know what's the point of this show, because feedback from another comedian, like are
what's
we
the
adding
point of
to each other?
anything?
Now, are we adding to anything to each other's material? Or I mean, of course, we're not going to use this, topic part in our main set, in a
We
in a
could.
stage performance.
Good.
I've used like one joke from every one of my workshops. I think out of 5 minutes that I wrote for each
Oh.
topic, I think I have just one that I've used on stage.
Okay, how many have you done?
This is like number 14.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
cool,
Okay.
cool.
Okay, so maybe not one per. Yeah, I know that I've gotten at least 5 jokes out of 14 workshops.
Okay.
Back to
But they don't
Sophia's
have
set.
any. they don't have any tie-in, you know, like I don't have any way to tie in like neglect or something like weird
That's-
off topic.
That's what I'm
So-
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. For an exercise, it's great, I think. But for the feedback, I don't really know what we're doing.
Well,
I think
if I did this set on stage, like I wouldn't emphasize the word cheap, but you might say, like, when you guys said penny slot sounded like penny slut. Now I know that, so I might not use, or I might reword
Oh.
that, right? So
You could definitely use this joke
Okay.
on stage. It's such an easy, like, good segue, as in, like, like I somehow just talking about, I'm a master. You could just start it with, I'm a master of, what was the study you said at the beginning? It was getting cheap and drunk ology. That's such a good segue to start off a joke because it's like a concrete, funny idea right away. I think I really liked the beginning and the throughout. I think the ending lacked a little bit of a punch, but like it was definitely I really liked it.
For that one, I was thinking like the word like alcohologist because I feel like it's right there,
yeah,
and then you could like define it as that.
yeah, or something about being like a basic white girl or something, or like. I don't know.
Like, did you order margaritas or no? I just ordered like the most basic shot. I mean, I guess a margarita would be like the basic drink. You didn't order like some big, lavish, expensive thing. You were like, oh, just give me the cheap frozen margarita for 99 cents.
Yeah,
Any more feedback, you guys?
I think, yeah, like cheap could play into basic very well. I would think. I mean, I'm
Mhm.
pretty much both of them. So I
Yeah.
have a feeling that my life is a joke.
Or, yeah, like cause yeah, you could take it the way like where you buy something cheap and it fucking like breaks or something.
Everything in Vietnam is cheap. It's like everything costs like 40 cents and it breaks, but it only costs 40 cents, so you can just go buy another one.
What if it was like a defibrillator or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have health insurance, but I've been here for 5 years, and like 2 different girls had given me like a wallet at different times, and they both fell apart. And this wallet, like I found on the ground, and there was nothing in it except for like some little girl's school picture, and that was it. And like I took the school picture out and threw it on the ground, and then I kept the wallet, and I've had it for like 3 years. It's an American Eagle wallet. This is like real leather, and I found it. And these girls bought me one, and it fell apart. So cheap.
Why are girls buying you wallets?
yeah. What is?
Is that a
Going on
normal
there?
thing?
Yeah. No.
Well,
Are you like a,
the
are you like
wallets
a
are
hitman
cheap
or something?
apparently.
And you
I'm-
charge
I'm-
wallets?
This is my this is a Versace shirt for $7. I mean, Versace is how some people pronounce it, like dumbasses, but it's pronounced Versace.
Versace.
Versace. Yeah, I paid $7 for this.
I don't know. I've heard Bruno Mars sing Versace on the floor. I think he would know.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, man.
Good job,
Oh,
Sophia.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
Yeah. All right. Well, time to keep it moving, I guess. Jeremy, you're up next. Let me know what your topic is and when you're ready to begin, and I'll start your time.
I think I have more than 5 minutes, but I'll keep it quick. And there's an interactive part at the end, too. So, okay, start. We're going to start with this hack joke. So if progress is moving forward, then Congress is fucking you in the back door. The United States Congress has 3 branches: the executive, the judicial, and the legislative, otherwise known as the big dumb orange fuck on the TV branch, the kill and imprison black people branch, and number 3, imposing laws against your freedoms branch. Congress is made of 2 chambers, one for pissing and one for shitting. Also, these are more commonly referred to as the Senate and the House of Representatives. Both have a total of 535 members that are supposed to be representing the American citizens, and basically they're as far away from the American citizens as possible. With names like Richard, friends used to call him Little Dick Russell Jr. He was a senator that was against civil rights for like 30 years, from like 1940 to like 1971. Number 2, Michael Fulmer. Yeah, seems like a harmless man, a harmless name. Busted with child pornography. He probably could have got away with it if he was in Georgia on a Tuesday. You'll understand that joke at the end. And last but not least, Anthony Weiner. Anthony Weiner is an American former politician known for his booming personality. He used to flirt with a 16-year-old girl and send pictures of his wiener via Twitter on accident. The Pope, guys, the Pope. Come on, listen up. He's very important. He said America is the land of dreams when he spoke to Congress. Not sure if he meant that it's a great place to live, or if he was talking about all the gay sex he was having with the politicians that are trying to outlaw gay sex. Yet you are good at your job and everything. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're good at your job and everything can be drowned in an accident by drunk driving a car off a bridge, and you can still keep your job. Mr. Ted Kennedy, he killed a woman when he was drunk. He drove off a bridge like 30 years ago. So these guys are complaining about making $179,000 a year, but minimum wage is $7.25 with the cost of living is double that. Haha, Jeremy, that's a good joke. I have to insert my own laughter. So $7.25 for 2 people, 5 days a week, that's like $68,000 a year. And Congress only works 140 days a year, if that. So I don't know how they can't live on ramen for the rest of the fucking year. If they can't afford ramen for 225 days of the year, I don't know. These guys need to be a better representation. It was a waste of money, in my opinion. Voting in America, the popular vote doesn't mean anything unless you win. You get the electoral vote, and I found out that you can win the electoral votes of 39 of the 50 states, and you could still not collect enough votes to win the overall electoral college. So yay, your vote counts. Congress can also mean coitus. You guys know what I'm talking about. The actual definition says the man's penis is inserted into the woman's vagina and excited until orgasm and ejaculation occur. That's what Congress means. Getting fucked. So, yes, that's right. That thing you did with your cousin when you're 4. Some things I wrote last night when I was drunk. 3 more things before I leave. So you guys have been a great audience. That's number 1. Number 2, here's the interactive part. It's a website I'll share with you, and it has the 50 most dumb laws compared to each state. So I'm going to read some of these to you. In Arizona, it is illegal to promote the use of or own more than 6 dildos. Florida says that having sexual relations with a porcupine is illegal. Georgia, call back to the joke before, no one may carry an ice cream cone in their back pocket if it is a Sunday. But good thing for that guy, it was Tuesday, so never mind. No one can catch a fish with their bare hands in the state of Indiana. Kentucky says if you're dyeing a duckling blue and offering it for sale, you could only do that unless there are 6 or more for sale at the same time. So make sure to dye 6 ducklings blue. Nevada, Los Angeles, Sophie knows about this. There's no sex toys. They're all outlawed. In a state full of sex, there's no sex toys. Oklahoma, it's illegal for the owner of a bar to allow anyone inside to pretend to have sex with an animal. If they're really having sex with an animal, it's okay. But if you're pretending, you're going to jail. In Pennsylvania, persons convicted of felonies may not operate bingo games. So there goes my future. Washington State, it's illegal to fit shoes using x-rays. I don't know why these things come up. Wyoming, junk dealers may not make any business transactions with drunk persons. And Wyoming's also known for its prostitution laws. So selling junk to drunk people, prostitution, it kind of goes together. And last, I wanted to tell you guys that Epstein didn't kill himself. I digress. That's all I got. Thanks.
Hey, sweet. Yes,
Hey.
back.
So my question is, why does Sophia know about it? Like,
Because Nevada.
oh, she's in Nevada. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Las Vegas is in Nevada.
Well, she went
Oh,
there.
okay.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because like that was just so out of the blue. You were
Yeah,
just
when
like
drunk-
Tino's
when-
over. I'm like, what the fuck? Why?
When cheap drunk girls, when they get drunk, they want to buy cheap dildos. I don't know. That's what happens in my mind. Everybody's
Yeah.
just out. I'm
Okay.
going to the shop and okay, in my head she's going to buy dildos.
Totally. Yeah. But cheap
Yeah.
dildos.
Yeah,
Cheap
Jeremy
dildos.
knows. Yeah, Jeremy knows about that because he's a cheap drunk white girl.
Hey,
Yeah, girl.
this isn't a bold cut.
Just live your truth,
just-
man.
We're just very cheap at my house and we don't have good bowls.
Hey, the same here. We don't have good bowls.
Yeah, that police thing's pretty. That 50 rules thing that's pretty dumb. I only read a few, but there was one that said you couldn't, like in Alaska, you cannot look at a moose from a plane. It is illegal to look at a moose from an airplane.
Why?
I don't know. It just said that that's the rule.
Because the moose like their privacy, okay?
Okay. I'm
You see, like
wondering,
the
like,
husband moose. He's got a
Mhm.
towel like stretched over his head so that you can't see his wife going to the bathroom in the field. That's why they got such big antlers.
Oh, okay.
The
I think
moose
it was
is
a- I
like
think it was a
a-
good.
I wonder. I wonder what
You can do
happened
it
to
now.
make these laws a thing. Like, how did they come about?
Something, yeah,
You know,
exactly.
something must have happened. There's a story there.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Anytime there's a sign that says "Don't do this," there's somebody's already did it there.
All right, that's a good premise.
You
I
think
think-
like at every intersection they wait to put up a stop sign? Like the first person gets T-bone, they're like, all right, we should probably put a sign here.
They should put a sign here, yeah. There's not many there's intersections here, but not many of them have like stoplights. So typically here you just get to the intersection, you slow down, and then you go like that. But you don't stop. There's hardly any time when you stop.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is in Detroit.
You don't want to stop in Detroit. Yeah, there's signs though. They
Yeah,
got
I'm
bullet holes in them, so you can't read them.
Oh,
I've heard a lot of bad things about Detroit.
yeah.
None of
Like,
them are
what's
true.
it like? I don't really know.
It's
What is it like, really?
It's like Toronto, except not at all.
Okay.
Well, my dad lives 20 miles north of Flint, so like his city's not known for bad water like Flint is, but they probably get their
Flint
water
was the
from the
murder
same place.
capital of the country.
Oh shit, I didn't
How
know
many years
that.
ago?
But yeah, Flint's pretty gangster. I've been to like a strip club in there with my dad one time. I mean, I was like 13. I had to wait in the van while him and his buddy went in the strip club and got drunk for 2 hours. but it was one of those conversion vans with a television in it. So like I was pretty happy.
So would you say that's neglect?
Okay.
Or...
I
Yeah,
would say
that's-
that's neglect, but also it was a plush fucking van. It was
That's
his
like-
buddy's
that's-
van. So like my dad's cheap, his buddy's better.
Because Jeremy, now I'm thinking, cheap bowl, strip club, the story, it is there.
Yeah, we
Neglect.
went there to find my mom. It's Mom, can you come out and cut your son's hair before school tomorrow? Shit.
Wow, your mom really does that?
No, what? Cut my hair or strip?
Okay.
Or love you
Oh.
unconditionally.
Both,
Love
both
you.
of them. I love you.
Yeah, she's on the coming to the stage. Next is Jeremy's mom, and she's gonna be doing the haircut dance.
That's her thing, okay.
I had a thought recently, like, what if you went in a strip club and instead of pole dancing, they were tap dancing?
I'd pay to see it.
I would see it
Why?
Shaken.
because
Why
tap
would you
dancing
go
is
to
cool.
Why would you go to a strip club to watch tap dancing when people are performing it in a theater and nobody goes there to watch it?
But they're not taking off their clothes.
Because
Yeah,
they're naked.
it's the definitive reason why I want to see the tap.
And I could just imagine like a group, like if we could be a tap group and we could all be like on stage together.
Yeah.
And
You perfect the art of sexy tap dancing. Corner the market.
I'm gonna dress up as a moose, and I'm gonna put a towel, like that'll be the end of each. Okay, Act 1 is done, and it'll shield you guys so you could change into your other sexy outfits that you're gonna take off.
We are doing the show.
Everybody, yeah, well, us five, we're gonna book it in Vegas.
Okay.
So, you guys have any more
Right.
feedback on these?
Right, because they're definitely going to book us.
We gotta
Um,
get bowl cuts first. Everybody's gotta get bowl cut.
Of course.
I
No,
I
don't
have
think my hair
feedback.
can do that.
I
Um,
have feedback. Everyone. No, just
She got her notepad, guys. So get ready.
Just
feedback.
walk up looking like
Um,
a dick tip.
I like the political jokes a lot, like educating us on the different parts of Congress. And I think there were some parts where you like missed the opportunity to have a punchline, maybe. I don't really remember, but you would say like if you vote the electoral versus popular vote thing, at the end it was like, and that's why your vote doesn't matter. But I would have liked to see like maybe like a comparison joke or like a
Well, I mean, Trump won the electoral vote last election, but he didn't have the popular vote.
you could like compare it to like Survivor, or like that's like if the people on Survivor voted, but really the producer decides in the end or something, or like a comparison maybe.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
My subject
yeah.
a few weeks ago was reality shows. So
There you go.
basically, if you took those two topics and put them together, then it would explain Congress. Because I mean, a lot of things are like, "Hey, look over here. We're doing something over here that you can't see." So it's just a distraction.
Yeah,
for the
so
American
going down that route maybe.
Yeah, no, I could have went many routes. I don't like the government, but we're not supposed to talk about government here in Vietnam, so I don't know if that means my government or their government, but I'm not going to do it. So, like,
Wait,
They
what?
already-
Is it illegal or are you just? Is it impolite?
no, it's basically illegal, yeah.
Oh, what? What if I talk about like? Can they? Are they watching this right now?
for sure.
Hi,
not
Vietnam
sure.
government.
100%.
No, I can see. Okay. I don't know. What if I talk about the Vietnamese government? Will you be like thrown in prison?
I don't think so. I think it has to be, like, you. Like, it would have to be me, and they would come to my house and get me or something. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I mean, like, I've talked about it with some people, but it's just like you don't criticize them.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that they're shit, but you don't criticize them because
Just all of a
somebody.
sudden his head exploded.
Just like right like in the middle of the live stream.
Yeah, like, uh,
Yeah.
one
Well,
row.
bye, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Nice
Back
knowing you.
and to the left. Back and to the left.
All right. Up next, I'm Breach. Let me know when you're ready to begin, and I'll start your time. And also, what your topic is.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really write anything about the topic, but I have some other bits that I want to work on.
Well, that's the second part.
I know, but can I do it here too?
I don't care. Whatever.
Anarchy.
I didn't get a topic either.
Oh
All right,
man.
all right. So 5 minutes, right?
Uh-huh.
All right. So I've been single since the pandemic started. I've been using dating apps, but they haven't been working for me. Maybe my picture game is not good. Maybe it's because of that. I don't know. I don't really have any flashy pics on my profile, but there's a good reason for that. Like I haven't uploaded a picture of me in my car because I don't have a car. And I don't know, man. I don't really get a lot of matches, and I don't know why. Like whatever they want, it seems like I don't have it. It sucks because there are so many beautiful girls on the app. I'm like a kid in a candy store, but without any money. I don't know.
Like
I
kidding.
no actually, I got a match on Hinge recently. It's a dating app, and we had a good conversation, but it wasn't going to work out because there was an issue. Now the issue wasn't her looks or her personality, but something deeper. The issue was geometry, the science of shapes. She was fat, a humongous bitch. Oh my god, fat fucking bitch. No. The thing is, I don't know, man. She was just like 6 feet something tall. She just had a bigger frame, but for some reason she was like really into me. I don't know. She was like a Viking, and I was just like, like, what are you doing, man? Like, why are you talking to me? Like, what disease do you have? Like, I mean, it's like if Angelina Jolie started talking to me, and was like really into me, I would be like, what is it? AIDS, cancer? Like, what do you have that you're talking to me? No? Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know why she was talking to me. Now, I didn't mind talking to her because, I think vaginas are cool. And no. Actually, I actually ghosted her at first, but then I felt bad because she was actually genuinely into me. So I went back and I started acting like a dick. So she would, on her end, she would, stop talking. I don't know. We had a good conversation, but we stopped talking after a while because she blocked me, and I don't know. I just don't understand why she would make things difficult for herself, because the size difference would be a problem. Like, I was recently talking to a girl who was a bit taller than me, and we had a great conversation, but when we hugged goodbye, she had to bend down a little. She had to like bend her knees, so I don't feel bad when she hugged me. And I just don't understand why the Viking chick would do that to herself. Like, it was nice when she did that. It didn't really hurt my feelings, but in a long time, if we got together for a long time, sure, she would have strong legs, but what about my ego? I think I think I just would have struggled to feel like a man with a girl like that. She was just, I don't know. Like, if we got mugged, I feel like she would be like, run, honey, and I would be like, okay. I don't know. I think, yeah. I mean, even for us to spoon, she would have to be behind me. She have to lay behind me as she brings her arm around and she cups her feel. I don't know. Is Jeremy the only one laughing?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. No, I don't know, man. I've always had crazy girls in my relationships. The last thing before I stop, I've always had crazy relationships with crazy girls. not always crazy for me, but it's been weird. Like back in India, I was like 15, and there was a girl that she was really into me. Like I mean, she was a bit older than me, but she was funny and she had a good personality. But I didn't really want to date her because she was black. Now she wasn't black. She was Indian black, like a darker shade of Indian.
Not
So
black,
we're
black.
fine here. Is Jeremy the only one still laughing?
Bilal don't laugh at anything, so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit I'm working on right now. So which parts were okay?
I
think
thought. Go ahead.
I think it started well, and then I think you went a little too hard when you
What do
started
you mean?
saying like she was a fat, huge bitch. It was just it was
I was
going a
thinking-
little.
Well, that was the best part.
You could have said she
Oh.
was an octagon. You could have said she was an octagon.
Octagon. No, actually, the jokes I'm really worried about were the cancer AIDS jokes. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The cancer AIDS jokes.
Why is
that
Angelina Jolie hitting on me? Yeah, I didn't. I think
the joke is basically like she's a Viking. Like, why is she hitting on me?
Yeah.
She has so many options. Like, does she have a disease? I just don't understand. Like, what does she have?
Are
AIDS,
Vikings
cancer.
You could
You know.
you could go not like a disease. You could maybe go like the daddy issues or the what's her kink, like something less extreme than cancer and AIDS.
I know that you already got pissed off for making a tech support reference, but maybe she needed tech support.
Ah, no, I can't do that, man. Everybody does that joke. I can't do that joke.
As far as Angelina, you were like questioning why she was talking to you. Maybe she wanted to adopt you as a baby. Asians
That's good.
Asians look younger than the rest of the Western world, so like you could have been like 15 and looked like you were 4.
All right, that's good. That's good. But not really Angelina. It's not, the joke isn't about Angelina. The bit who's really famous right now, and someone who's famous and hot right now.
Mm,
Because I'm not really into pop culture.
It's
So if-
tough
if-
because
if-
it changes so quickly, I think.
No, I know, but I think Sophia would know maybe. Like,
Well-
who's really popping right now? Who's hot?
who do you think is hot? Like,
I
what's a
don't-
personal crush of yours?
I don't know. I loved Cameron Diaz when I was little.
Oh,
But after
she's
that-
cute.
After that I stopped watching movies, like Western movies. I didn't really watch them after that.
Was it because you didn't get to see her tits and there's something about Mary and you were like, what? Oh wait, you do see her tits in them. Oh, I'm gonna
Wait, you
watch
I
do?
that
I don't
movie.
You
that
see her,
part.
you see her tits, in
You
a
see
lot of
just for
movies.
like 1 second.
Trust me, I know.
I need to rewatch that movie.
Yeah. That's all
Or
I'm
no,
thinking
you don't see it because like you think you're gonna see it. She's like changing and you think you're gonna see it, and then it flashes to the old lady with like the leathery tits that's out there like sunbathing every day, her like housemate. So yeah, don't rewatch that movie. I'm sorry that I put
Yeah,
that
it's
in.
hilarious. I'm gonna rewatch it anyway.
That's my date movie whenever I bring a girl to my house. Like, oh, watch this movie.
Who's
Okay.
that? Maybe like a tall celebrity, like a supermodel,
Yeah.
or like
That's what is it? Naomi Campbell. She was black. Maybe you didn't like her because she was black and not Indian black.
I also
Nah, I
don't
mean,
know that I
the
understand.
black joke. Sorry. So, Sophia, go ahead.
Oh, the black joke. Yeah, I don't know that I understood the black joke. I know- I don't know.
I mean, like, what part did you not understand?
The funny
Well, the
Okay. Everyone needs to stay quiet. I need to tell Bilal the joke so I can make it okay for us to talk about it. Okay.
Sorry.
Now the thing is, the reason it's okay to say that joke is, back in India there's colorism. Okay, that's what I grew up on, and I'm
Yeah.
just not attracted to darker ladies.
Is there
I understood
is
that
there
part, but, like,
racism?
No, I mean,
It's
no,
not-
there's not. I mean, it's not really racism because Indian, right? But there's certainly colorism because of the
It's the
rest
same
of
with
the
black
history.
people. It's the same, but anyway, like it wasn't like I'm not offended. I don't care about that.
Like,
shit.
what do
I
you
just
what do you
think,
mean
like,
by what do you mean it's the same with black people? Like,
There's
the
different
thing you
shades of
just
black
said.
people.
so do you have
Yeah.
colorism in that too, or
Yes, yeah. But
holy
the thing
shit?
is, like, I think that if you told that to a crowd of people, they would all be like, "What the fuck?" and they wouldn't laugh.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
think.
Because-
the
Because,
black
like,
the
like,
black joke
I
has
know.
worked. The black joke has worked like 80% of the time, just
Okay.
because I tell them, I make it clear afterwards. It's
Oh,
it's Indian black, not black. It's Indian black, like a darker
Okay.
shade of Indian. It's my first joke that ever worked.
Okay.
I'm wrong.
And
then.
it-
Sorry.
Do you perform
No.
in front of Indians?
No.
Okay,
no.
because it would go a lot better if, of course, they would understand. But
Topical.
I guess you
like-
never know what's gonna work till you say it.
would you say,
Yeah.
like, when we're saying like colorisms, like I can understand that people from like a certain part of the country may be darker than other part of the country. Does that
Yeah.
also like imply like their social level?
No,
like
no,
where
no. That was like about 300 years ago. Maybe even more than that, because that's when the Brahmas and the whole thing was. Because back then, a darker person wasn't even allowed to touch a whiter person.
wow.
Yeah.
I think
So
that,
fuck
like,
you, Whitey, with your racist joke.
I think it'd be a little better if you had just said the N word.
No, no,
Just
what?
kept saying it.
No, just keep saying it up.
Yeah.
Just
Well, but
one day,
Is there an Indian version of the N word? Like an I word?
I mean, we call chua-choot, no, chua-choot, no. I don't really know. There was a word that Brahmas had back in like 1500 or something, so for the darker people,
Mhm.
because not letting them touch them, chua-choot or something. But
It
it's
sounds
not
like a
really
Pokemon.
calling the person. It's like the act of touching, that not let them touch you and not even let them talk to you, because it was considered to be bad, like real fucking bad.
Why don't you maybe soften the racial part of it, and be
No, but
like,
But
if
that
it
is
works, if it works and
that
you
is-
change it, it might ruin it.
but be like, she was black, like Indian black, but also she killed people, or like also she was
What?
a murderer,
no.
like, or something. So
Well,
it's not that racist. I don't know.
I mean, the
No, it's
reason
just-
is
If people
The
laugh
re-
at it,
I
it's
I
fine.
love how we're not trying to not saying that don't do racial things. Just say it will make it less racist.
I would make it more racist, actually. If I
No,
were-
no, no. I don't
Always
want to
make
get
more racist.
cancelled. No. But okay, so that was the cancer AIDS. You're telling me to change it a bit, maybe And after that, we've got I wanna there's a joke about we getting mugged, and she would be like, "Run, honey," because she's a Viking. She's more masculine, and I would have a hard time feeling masculine with her, and I would be like, "Okay," but the problem I'm having with that joke is I think that's a hacky joke. Do you guys think you've heard that before?
That someone is dating someone out of their league.
Like
Now-
someone is mugging us, and she's like, "Run, honey," and I'm like, "Okay."
Wait,
Yeah, I've seen that many different times in different situations, but I mean,
Yeah.
you can always put your spin on it. I heard on some video a comedian, he said everything's already been done, so every premise, every topic, everything's already been talked about in the world by someone. So
Mhm.
you're not like creating new things that nobody understands. You're creating and putting your spin on it. So the
Okay.
only thing that's never been done in the world is you, because nobody
Mhm.
can be you except for you. So you can do these premises, everybody can do them, but you have to put it in the way that it is your story, as opposed to
Yeah.
relating to a story that somebody else has told.
Yeah.
So I
Every-
don't think it's like a hacky thing, but you got to work on it.
I mean,
I mean-
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that show because I've heard it
So-
so many times from so many,
so-
other comedians. So I feel like it doesn't matter what kind of, what kind of a premise I have. But I
So
was
are you
feel,
saying
I
she
feel
was
like,
Are you saying
Sorry,
she
sorry,
was
go
like
ahead.
big like fat or big like muscular?
no, she's like a Viking, 6 feet tall Viking, and
I would
that
say
this
muscular.
So I'd
This
be
is-
worried about like getting raped or something.
is by her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Can
okay.
you imagine,
Yeah, like-
fucking, like you know, in a fucking like dark alley.
Yeah.
Also, okay. I mean, Viking is, yeah, it's a good visual, but the Amazon, wasn't it the Amazon warrior girls that were tall and beautiful and like,
Xena, Princess Warrior.
yeah.
Well, then the
Woman.
question would be, what's more popular right now, Viking or Amazon?
Wonder
Amazonian.
Woman. Wonder Woman is an Amazon.
Oh, I could say she was like Wonder woman, like
Yeah.
7 feet tall.
And in that way, you could
Yeah.
get by without even saying the race thing or whatever. You could just say that you I don't know. Never mind.
That was a different joke though, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I
that's
know,
that's a yeah. And what
And
about
then-
the
and
joke
then
where? Sorry,
You
go
could-
ahead.
If you were being mugged, then Wonder Woman could like save you with her lasso or something, or she'd be like, "Step back, I got this," and then whip out her lasso. Like you could tie it back to Wonder Woman, you know?
Yeah, maybe do a callback somehow.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like
I'll
she
try to
took-
think about that.
She took her makeup, like her tray of makeup. It's like this size right here. She took it out of her purse and she went and threw it at the back of the dude's head. It knocked the dude out, and you guys were able to get your wallet back,
Mhm.
which didn't have any money because she carries all the money in the relationship.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
she's
yeah.
That
the
last
strong one.
The last part was good. Last part
Yeah.
was good. Okay. Otherwise, you were.
Yeah, so
Okay.
like you give her the man characteristics. Like I know here in Vietnam, the normal characteristic, the man works, the woman stays home, takes care of the kids, but the man comes home and gives all his money to her, and she pays the bills, she pays for dinner, she pays
She's
for
the-
everything with his
she's
money.
She's the accountant.
Yeah, she keeps
So what
track
you're
of the
basically
finance.
saying, the women in the relationship are more Asian.
Correct.
I don't know, man. I tried to connect it, but
But I mean, it's just some kind of weird part of their culture here. Like the
Okay.
man is held out on this plateau, but then the man is like, I can't make these very simple decisions whether we buy the expensive noodles or the cheap noodles, so I let my wife deal with that. Like, so I'm an English teacher, and some of the topics we're talking about, like going to the grocery store, and all of the men are like, I don't do that. I don't buy food. I don't cook food. I don't do any of that. That's my wife's job. And so, like, that's part of, like,
So are
the guys think that they're such big hot shit, but like when you see like in the culture, it's a lot of the work is done by the women here, and
Okay.
the men take the accept it, and they think they're running shit in the country when really it's the women.
so is
Sweet,
it because the men or the women are considered smarter than the men
I'm
because
not
they're
really
good at
sure about
taking
that.
details, or is it just like such a small shitty thing that we're not gonna touch it? You do it, bitch.
I think it's probably looked at like that second way. I don't think it's
Okay.
that. But yeah, I mean, it's the type of thing where like women are just now getting certain types of jobs and things like that. So
Okay.
not, it's like advancing, but it's probably like, for me, comparing it to the U.S., I would say that living here is like living in the Wild West. You know, like with
Okay.
horse and buggy, and like there'd be a stagecoach robbery or some shit like that.
Also, you
There's no-
moved to Thailand then.
To Vietnam.
Oh,
But
sorry,
yeah,
sorry,
we-
yeah, Vietnam. You
Lived
moved
here
to Vietnam.
for 5 years.
Why? You couldn't cut it in the US, you pussy.
I had a
Alright, so
job.
we're
I
gonna-
was
we're
doing
gonna-
comedy.
We're trying to keep
I
this
don't know.
shit moving. We're like almost an hour in. You guys have any more feedback on the set of jokes?
Wait, I just want to ask about this last joke. The joke about where recently I was actually talking to a girl, and she was a bit taller than me, and so I wouldn't feel bad. She actually kneeled down a little bit, so I wouldn't feel bad. Like she just basically went like that,
Yeah, but
so I
you
wouldn't
think
feel
that
bad.
you think that was so she didn't like accidentally breastfeed you while you hugged?
She didn't it's happened. Yeah, it happened a few times where they didn't duck down, and I got a mouthful of titty.
I mean, I would have loved that, but
Bitch probably knows
Uh,
that.
no, it didn't. But then the joke is, it didn't. It was nice of her, and it didn't bother me that much. But if we got together for a long time, sure she would have strong legs. But what about my ego?
What if you said it like the backwards? That you fuck. How did I think? So she's tall. She's ducking down. In your head, you're like, yeah, I would date this chick because she's a little bit taller than me. That means when we hug, I'm going to get a mouthful of titty. And then there she was ducking down to my level. And I can't date a girl who's going to stoop down to another person's level. It's my cheap ego.
Or
I
like,
don't know. I could try that maybe.
what would be the
So turn it around from another perspective type of thing.
what would be the most impractical way to get taller? Like, I think like if you-
Hold on. I got an answer for that.
Alright.
In Vietnam, they believe if you want to get taller, you play basketball. That's what they. I swear to God, I've heard that so many times. They're like,
They believe
no,
that
I'm not
in
very
India too.
tall. And
But I think it's true because you're stretching yourself by jumping and stuff.
100%.
Wouldn't that help?
Science.
Yeah.
Logic.
When I get
100%.
taller, play basketball.
I never
There we go.
heard
I
it
should
put
be
that
freaking
way.
like 7
There we
foot.
go, Jeremy. There we go,
I love
Jeremy.
that
We
logic.
all agree. We all agree. Maybe you, surprise, surprise, are a racist.
I got a black friend.
Surprise, surprise.
That one works. I've got a.
I got
got
an
a
Indian
black
friend
I've
as
got
well.
black
Right?
friends too. They're in my basement.
I had a girlfriend from Zimbabwe. I mean, she was.
I have no black friends, so.
Are there black people in
Oh,
Winnipeg?
Yeah.
when I grew up in Michigan, we lived. There was like one black person at my school, but we lived in a small town.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
you're
two.
looking mighty tired.
A little bit, but it's okay. We're powering
That's why I
through.
was trying to move this shit along.
All right, sorry.
All right. Yeah.
All right, sweet. This is okay. Now we're gonna do the second part. This is where if you guys have any real jokes or premises you want to work on, you do it. Or if you just want to like say the N word. Okay, Itai, you're up first. Let me know when you're ready to begin, and I'll start your time.
I'm just gonna say the N word for 30 seconds and
N-word.
Enjoy.
No, that's not my plan. Yeah, I got just like a couple jokes. I just want to run by you guys and let me know what you guys think. Start.
Yep.
Anyone watch the U.S. presidential debate last week? I gotta say, I like them both. I think we got strong candidates on both sides. I like Biden's calm demeanor. It's almost as if he's asleep all the time. And I like the way Trump's wife looks. I'm not gonna lie. But no, it's important for us as Canadians. I know we're not all Canadian here, but it's for Toronto. Anyways, it's important for us as Canadians to remember that it's our civic duty to tweet and repost to our Canadian followers about the importance of voting in the American election. But no, doesn't that piss you off when Canadians are preaching about the U.S. election? It's like selling low-fat barbecue sauce at an all-you-can-eat rib place, or preaching abstinence at a Catholic school. You're barking up the wrong tree, and you got to realize that. And you know what? I'm so sick and tired of lazy propositions. Like like an Instagram ad that says "Go vote," that's not gonna do anything to me. That's not gonna work on me. You know, like last week, like Sarah Silverman pumping her breasts, telling people to vote. I was ready to run through a brick wall to get her to move her hands. An Instagram ad is not gonna do it. Maybe a titty or something. I don't know. Bare minimum. All right, that's the first one. Next one I want to go over. My mom got a dog a couple years ago, and he's a nice guy. I don't want to talk shit about him or anything, but he does this one thing, and maybe it's I think it's weird, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys tell me what you think. But like once a week, my dog will lick his own ass, and then right after try to lick my face. Is that weird, or am I just the crazy one? Because it's like once a week, you know, mom will make sloppy joes on Saturday night, and then Sunday morning, my fucking Buster will come, big dick energy, full effect, swing the door open, and then vigorously just try to lick my face. I don't know. It's weird. Number 2, and then another one I was gonna go over was look, you know, in this life, you got to realize that things aren't always as they seem. You know, like tricks or something. Tricks are something a whore does for money, but illusions exist everywhere in everyday life. Like for the past 2 years, I thought I had sex with a black girl. Turns out I didn't. All right, here's the backstory. So, you know, a couple of years ago, I met a girl, and she was of the darker persuasion. And I thought I had my card. I know I even threw out the N-word from time to time, only around light-skinned people. I'm not crazy. Don't get me wrong. And, you know, all this George Floyd stuff came up, and I'm like, yeah, you white people are racist, but, you know, not me. I don't discriminate. And I was saying this to my friends, and then one of them was like, you had sex with a black girl. Who was it? And I listed the lady in question, and my friend looked me straight in the eye and said, Itai, she's Indian, you fucking idiot. All I'm saying is I had sex with her thinking she was black, so I think that's equally as good, if not better. And those are my three jokes I kind of want to throw out there. Allah's giving me some looks like about to kick me out of this chat.
Now he's waiting for the N-word. He's seen the build up. No, he's seen you building up to the N-word, and then you didn't deliver.
No,
Yeah,
I did.
fucking bitch.
Yeah, fuck. But no, what do you guys say? Tear me apart.
I'll go. I'll start. I'll have some. So, I really liked the election stuff about Canadians like barking up the wrong tree and the examples you used. You could have. I also wrote down like any Canadian who does anything with a Confederate flag just like makes no sense to me. Like also, and then the dog
You
licking.
could say like, oh, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead,
Sorry.
Jerry.
I was gonna say with the voting, like it takes when like Americans watch football to not think about the politics. It's a distraction. So for Canadians, a distraction is watching American politics, so they don't have to think about all the problems they've already solved in their country.
Yeah.
Like they're better, like you're better than us, so you're laughing at us because of our politics, of course.
Yeah.
But it's because you don't want to give yourself a pat on the back anymore because you've already solved those healthcare problems and shit like that America's dealing with.
Okay.
I was thinking, you know how like they were saying Russia was interfering in the last election. I think it was really those fucking Canadians.
Just like they got a reality TV show, like it's just for laughs, or what's that gag show where they pull pranks, and it's like we're pranking America. We're pranking America by putting in Donald Trump as president to see if they will notice.
Yeah, that's a
like
good show.
Hidden reality show where Canada has placed in the president as opposed to Russia.
He's a Canadian public. Like they got fucking people going down, like crossing the border, going in the dive bars, and just like, man, I sure like that Trump guy.
It's all paid actors. Surprise.
and the reason everybody says that Canada is like a pussy because they don't get into any wars, that's just the image that they put out because like hundreds of years ago they kicked everybody's ass and everybody wants to say that about Canada because they don't want to go there and fuck with them because they already know from history that Canada will kick their ass. So It's just like Nowadays we look at it like, oh, you guys are a bunch of pussies. You've never been in any wars. But really, it's like they kicked our ass 100 years ago, and now we don't go near them.
I'm
think
pretty sure
like,
Canada's been in some wars, right?
Well, we were in like World War II. We were like a helper. We weren't in the main party. And Korea as well. But
Would you guys send like 4 people?
yeah, there were our 4 best people though.
3.5. Okay.
Yeah.
They sent
The dog
a
licking.
Trojan. I was gonna say a Trojan moose, but the Troy isn't in Canada.
Trojan moose.
Canadian.
With a towel
Does
on
the
his
Trojan-
antler.
Does he have, there you go. He's got a
He's got a
towel on
towel.
his antlers.
Itai, I also like the dog licking stuff, but at the end, like I would have liked more like another punchline, and I immediately thought of like something about like a gay boyfriend or something. Like he licks his asshole and then he licks my face once a month. Like what is he, my boyfriend or like my
Yeah.
secret boyfriend or something? Like
Okay.
I don't know. Something to make
What if he
it
had licked his
extra
own?
like outrageous,
What if-
you know?
What if he licks your asshole?
You know what I'm saying? If you could lick your own
That
asshole,
would be
it would be
hilarious.
But maybe
Or-
he's licking your face because he's trying to get the taste of his asshole out of his mouth.
Oh. I like that
He's
a
like-
lot.
Maybe it
If you
tastes
got
the
a little
same as his
stubble-
asshole.
Oh,
Yeah.
JK,
so he's like,
JK.
I could lick my asshole for 1 minute and it'll be clean, but I can lick your face for 5 minutes and it'll still be fucking tasting like this. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Or
That's a good one.
to get him to stop licking your face, you could like put chocolate on it because chocolate's poison to dogs. But then someone walks in and like, "Why are you fucking wearing blackface, you racist piece of shit?"
Yeah.
And-
Go
And it was
beyond
only
your
to
dog.
teach
like-
your dog to not eat your face.
Or you're just basically happy. You're basically happy that Halloween is coming around. Mom doesn't know why you're buying so much chocolate, but you know,
Yeah.
trying to kill the dog. Now, okay. I feel like everybody was laughing, and I just
Nah.
spoke, and everybody's silent now.
Nah.
Then you
Good.
kill the dog. Then
Then you kill the dog, yeah. Well, I mean, we can have, in Vietnam we can have dinner because they eat dogs here. So
Oh.
not everybody,
dogs-
but some people do.
I had a friend from Cambodia who told me dog actually tasted like kind of good.
I've eaten it before. It was all right, and then when I realized what they told me what it was, I didn't eat it anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, the youth in Asia are killing dogs. Like the youth love to eat dogs. The youth in Asia are killing dogs.
Gotcha.
Euthanasia,
Gotcha.
euthanasia.
Got
See
it.
what it did there? See what it did there?
Got it.
I was,
Level
Who's
10
a
gamer.
aren't pigs like smarter than dogs?
Oh, you're saying a pig could come up with a better joke than me?
Yes.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I mean, why not eat dogs?
Pigs are supposed to be smart, yeah. But I've never seen a pig as an accountant. A
Right.
dog, on the other hand, yes, I have done that.
Or like octopuses or squids or whatever. Anyway, any more feedback, guys?
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you. Let's move on.
All right. So, yeah,
You're like, get the fuck off me. Let's move on.
I'll rip some of you guys
trying
apart.
not to go on these many tangents. Sophia, you're up next. Let me know when you're ready to begin. I'll start your time.
Okay. Let me find this. Okay. All right. It's a set that I'm working on. And start. So I currently live in Manitoba, Canada, but I grew up in a city with kind of an unfortunate name. I grew up in a place called Regina, Saskatchewan, which is exactly as cool as it sounds. You may have noticed that Regina sounds like a certain word, and there's actually a bit of an unofficial slogan in Regina that's like, Regina, the city that rhymes with fun. Yeah. The boys in my old high school really liked that one too. They'd be like, oh my god, vaginas are fun and it rhymes and it's so funny. And I'd be like, okay, Greg, calm down. You will never have fun with a vagina. Well, a vagina will never have fun with you. So. And if you're wondering where this came from, I was wondering that too. So I looked it up once, and it was actually Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones who said this once in a concert in Regina. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Thanks, Mick Jagger. You know what they say about Mick? It's the name that rhymes with disappointment. I think maybe the world is just like obsessed with vaginas, you know? I was reading an internet article the other day, something like top 10 celebrities doing weird shit, like only the finest journalism from BuzzFeed. And I was reading about Gwyneth Paltrow's scented candle that smells like her vagina. And she calls it, "This candle smells like my vagina." First of all, I didn't know that the smell of a vagina is a marketable product because, let me tell you, the smell of a penis is definitely not. Ain't nobody buying Eau de Penis perfume. Nobody's buying Essence de Scrotum essential oil, okay? So I also was wondering, like, okay, it smells like your vagina, but when? Like after a shower? After a long, hard day in a thong? After sex? When you're ovulating? Like what are we talking here, Gwyneth, you know? And also, who is buying such a candle? What is the target demographic of this candle? Is it hipsters? Lesbians? Gynecologists? Like, who is purchasing this? And I mean, it doesn't even ship to Canada. I checked. So whatever. I decided I'm going to make my own line of scented candles based on my own life, inspired by Gwyneth. The first one's going to be a ladies' bathroom at a bar at 2 o'clock in the morning. And it's going to be called, "This Candle Smells Like My Early 20s. The second one will be the stairwell in a parkade downtown where I have to park, with hints of meth and urine. And it's going to be called, "This Candle Smells Like a Place I Shouldn't Be Alone at Night." And finally, a candle that smells like my vagina. And I will call it, "This Candle Smells Like Fun." Mic drop. Just kidding. That's it. Thank you.
Do you guys have any feedback?
This candle smells like Regina.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It was good.
Yeah.
Like, what if she released like a new smell every day? Like, this is working in the garden smell, and it's like her vagina after she's been working in the garden. Or this is like this is spa day smell, and it's again her vagina smelling really good after a spa day. She's got like a Brazilian wax and everything. Like maybe the candle would have like a pubic hair texture to the outside, so that you know that it's spa day. Like after you burn it for like halfway, the pubes just melt away, and then you could like, oh, spa day. I love it. Because maybe she's a little musty before she goes to the spa, but then like after she gets to the spa, no pubes on her butthole. She's smelling fresh. She's got all of the skin products.
Yeah. I like the idea of like vagina throughout the week. You know, like here's a vagina at the spa and vagina at the gym.
I remember, like, I don't remember the exact lines. I kind of thought about this, but I remember at the beginning I thought it was definitely, there were some strong punchlines, but it was dragged out a little bit. I think it could have just been more concise. You were getting straight in. Just, I don't remember the exact lines I thought that were unnecessary, but I definitely, there were definitely good punchlines sprinkled throughout.
Yeah. The beginning, for context, normally there's a lot more punchlines, but they're very specific to between Winnipeg and Regina's like rivalry. So I had to skip them. So that's why I was like, kind of,
Right.
it might not have made sense. Yeah.
It was good. I really like Gwyneth Paltrow part when you talked about what's on it was like I remember Jeremy's face was he was intrigued as well, and then I did like the idea of making your own candles a lot, and it's a really good way to kind of close it out. And yeah, what Jeremy said is that a really good the last one is a very good opportunity for a callback to be the end of your set. Maybe not
To
Regina, maybe
Regina.
something like that. But yeah, something. It's definitely a really good opportunity for a callback. Maybe not in the beginning, but somewhere in your set for sure.
Well,
Like if you were talking about being a cheap white girl that went to Vegas, you could reference cheap white girl that went to Vegas vagina
Yeah.
candle or whatever. But you take whatever's in the beginning and
Yeah.
make that the name just to kind of put it all together.
Yeah.
or I was thinking, what if it instead of like different vagina smells, it was just different body parts? Like it was like, hey, this is my Gwyneth Paltrow's eyebrows.
I like that idea too. Here's my armpit,
Hey, here's my
the
pinky
back
toe.
of the back of my calf,
EP.
Turn
the
up
Yeah.
just
pinky
like,
toe.
Yeah.
This is off topic, but you brought up period. What if the period was like spread out over the month instead of all condensed into like 1/4 of the month? It just happened every 4 days. Like every 4 days you have period.
That would be bad.
I guess we'd have a lot more pregnant women, right? Because that has something to do. They don't teach us about vaginas in high school.
No.
I just learned this last week that they have a smell because I bought Gwyneth Paltrow's candle.
Yeah. It's tuna on a Sunday.
One time this girl was babysitting and she was like, "Hey, come over and look what I found at this house." So we go over there and it was a dirty magazine and the centerfold had the little scratch and sniff sticker on it. And she had like rubbed tuna fish juice out of the can onto the picture and we smelled it. We're like, "Oh, it smells like tuna fish." But it was totally like she had set it up before we came over. But like imagine that guy comes home and busts out his Playboy magazine or whatever it was, and he's sitting there jerking off and gets to the centerfold and he's, "Why does this thing smell like tuna now? Like what the fuck?"
I mean,
Yeah.
it enhanced his experience, made it better.
Yeah,
There's-
more
there's jerking
relatable.
off,
Yeah.
like a bunch of cats just run in and like attack him while he's jerking off.
It was like a 4D magazine, a 4D magazine.
Any more
Yeah.
feedback, you guys, on that set?
That cats thing was hilarious. There's your feedback, bud.
Sweet. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. Jeremy, you're up next. Let me know when you're ready to begin.
Okay, I'm ready. Hold on one second. All right, I think I'm ready. So like the good book, guys, the Bible. The Bible says that we are to honor thy mother and father. My parents spent. My mom told me this story, so my parents spent 7 minutes in the back of a station wagon creating me. And yeah, that's right. My dad, he drives a station wagon. So I'm supposed to honor my mother and father. I'm looking across the room tonight and I see so much disappointment. Not in you guys' eyes with my comedy or anything, but in your parents' eyes, because you guys are Zoom comics. So after meeting my dad, we got a DNA test when I was 12 and we invited him to my house and, to get to know him. My mom cooked dinner. There was some drinks. I was 12. I fell asleep. But in the morning I woke up and my dad was still there. So like, lucky me, I got a family again, like mother and father. I went to the bathroom and my dad left. So it was my dad this time that left, as opposed to the first time it was my mom. But 9 months later, my baby brother was born, so I was pretty happy about that. My parents, they never had a second DNA test because they couldn't afford a third baby. So as I was growing up, my dad taught me some things. Like whenever I was 12, he said, "Hey, how do you like your steak?" And I said, "I like my steak medium well." And he said, "One day, son, you're going to enjoy a little pink in your life." And it wasn't really until last year that I realized that's not a joke about steak. So my dad had this thing. He said, "You do it like a man. Whatever it was you were doing, you eat like a man. You play sports like a man. You do everything like a man." So that's what he taught me. He taught me how to hug like a man, and he said, "Don't." So, yeah, do everything like a man. He had this saying, "You're only as old as you feel." So now that I'm getting older, I've noticed that I've been waking up in the morning to go to the bathroom about the same time when the sun's coming up. I call these the wee hours. So yeah, my dad says you're only as old as you feel. And on my 38th birthday, he calls me and he says, "Hey, I'm feeling 26. How are you?" Like, today's my 38th birthday, Dad. I guess I'm feeling 38. I wasn't man enough to tell him I was actually feeling 45. But on my 38th birthday, my roommate had bought some cupcakes, and they had little dicks drawn all over them with the little icing. And I could just hear in the back of my dad's head, "You eat them dick snack cakes like a man. You pour them all over your face like a man." Because that's how my dad was. You do it like a man. I guess. I don't know. So, as the sun shines down on us, this is known as God's glory hole. God's glory hole. All right, guys, that's all I got.
Sweet. Yay. You guys have any feedback?
The only thing that's really new, the wee joke about waking up, I wrote that a couple of days ago about waking up at the sun. But it's the everything like a man, because I want to call back at the end where I said, like eating the birthday cupcakes, and you do it like a man. Like eating snack cakes like a man. Like you pour that bag of chips all over your face like a man.
I liked the wee hours joke, but I love puns, so it gets me every time. I liked the first joke about 7 minutes conception and
yeah, I don't know how to. I gotta word that differently, but yeah, I look across the audience. So much disappointment.
I liked that. I was hoping you could, or not. I was hoping, but like you could compare it to like God creating the universe or the world in 7 days. Like open up with the Bible says. The Bible says that God created the world in 7 days, and then to honor them. But my parents conceived me in 7 minutes in the back of a thing. So something like that, because 7 minutes.
I like that. 7 days, 7 minutes.
Why do you even say I see across the audience and I see a lot of disappointment, and why do you even say that? What's that a setup for?
We're doing I don't know, just it's funny when it's all Zoom comics, because we're doing comedy in a Zoom room. We're not like
okay.
And I've met so many people, not so many. I've probably met like 10 people. They're like, "Yeah, I just did my first Zoom show ever. I've never did comedy before. I'm thinking about becoming a comedian." I'm like,
"Oh, sure, all right, buddy. Yeah,
all right,
sure.
do some open mics with some real audience that are not there, and you tell me whether you want to continue down that path in 2 years or whatever." So
yeah.
I mean, they should keep doing it if they want, If they feel
No,
like it, they should keep doing it. But yeah,
like,
I understand your point of judging, or wanting to have a comedic career just by doing a Zoom show and thinking that you're so, I mean, it's like,
yeah, it works at, like, I've done it at an open mic here, but again, it was just mainly comedians in the audience, so it was like, oh yeah, we're kind of all known as a disappointment to our family. We're not a doctor, we're not a lawyer, we're a person who's trying to tell jokes, who's probably going to move into their parents' basement at some point in the future because they can't find a job. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's like, when like it's like when you bomb one night, and you don't really think about it, because it's just, you're trying out new jokes. But sometimes a new comic comes along and he goes up and he gets one laugh, and he comes down and he's acting towards you like, he's the shit and you're nothing. And I'm like, motherfucker, one punchline.
rough crowd tonight, huh? Rough crowd tonight for you. Or like, especially if they bring all their friends and it's like, oh, I've always wanted to do this, and then they do it one time and like, oh, I don't have to do it anymore. I got laughs. I could say that I can do that. It's something I could put on my resume.
I don't know. Or am I just being douchey?
Or the one joke about the like a man thing. I was saying, like, what if he just used that to get you to do shit? He was like, assemble these pipe bombs like a man. Assassinate this senator like a man. He was just like slowly trying to overthrow the government.
Like a man, of course.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
we obtain the nuclear launch codes.
Like a man.
We watched a lot of James Bond. He's like, you remember James Bond's a man?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
That would be a good addition to the bit, I think. If you can work that. Talking about how you were with your father, and, all he knew about, being a man was from watching the movie James Bond.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can put the exaggerations in and, workshop the exaggerations if you want. If nothing comes out naturally.
You couldn't afford an oil slick, so you just jerk off out the window of the car. Never mind.
Like a man.
Yeah. Any more feedback, you guys? Or rabbit holes? Either one. Okay. Ambrish, you're up next. Let me know when you're ready again, and I will start your time.
I'm not really good in social situations like right now. I'm working on it. I actually have a hard time paying attention, and I don't know what it is. Like, I don't really know what to call it. Like, in India, we never really went to a doctor to figure out what it's called. Like, you guys call it ADHD, autism. In India, we just call it being weird. I'm getting better though. Like, I wasn't really good with my emotions before. Like one moment my emotions would, just fluctuate from one extreme to another. Like, one moment my thoughts would be really depressing. Like, I would start thinking I am worthless, I can't do anything, people are right, I won't amount to anything, and I will disappoint everyone. And then the next moment I'm thinking, like, don't stop me now, I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. I don't know. Probably not a good time to come out right now. But I am working on it. I'm working on trying to be better at communication. But I'm not really bad all around. I guess I have small things I do to communicate. Like, if I'm outside at night and I need some help, and the only person around is a girl, I'll approach her with my hands up to disarm her, and this just means, hey, I don't like rape. Great. Jeremy is laughing. Jeremy is laughing because he's high.
Yeah, that's
This
true.
is great.
That's true.
But I don't know. I'm trying to work on things. Actually, I did these when I was, back in India. I actually learned about, body language things that you can do, like you find on YouTube, and top 10 things that you can do to do this or that. Like back in India when I was 15, it was summer. My girlfriend and I, we were, in a park. We were making out. It was amazing, you know. Like it was my first time making out, so I was just going crazy. People were looking at us weird, but I didn't care because I had a boner, you know. I, I wasn't thinking straight, I didn't care. Like it had rained the day before, so there were some mosquitoes around. My girlfriend was worried about malaria, and I was like, don't worry, it only takes 2 weeks to recover, you know. Now while making out my okay now while making out, my girlfriend, she pulls away and tells me that she sees two men dressed in green, and I turn around, and to my horror, it was two police officers. Now in India, it's not really okay to make out in a park, and the police are pretty bad. So, I tell her to start walking in the other direction, and I start walking towards the police officers. Now, I was confident, because I had learned a day before that if you approach if you can, calm down any situation if you have your palms up. So that's how, I approached the police officers. And when I got close to them, they slapped me. And that's when I realized the hand thing was bullshit. But anyway, they started asking questions, but I made up some lie and I got away. And after that, I went out to look for my girlfriend. And after I found her, we actually went to the other corner of the park and we started making out because I didn't care. I had a boner. And all right, that's the bit.
Some good callbacks.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
like that callback. That was great. You guys have any feedback?
What was the joke about the hand and the police slapping you?
Sorry. So the joke basically is that I learned about a few of the hand gestures or body language things that you can do online, and the joke basically is I was making out with her, and the police officer showed up, and so I told her to go away, to walk the other way, because it's not really allowed to make out in India in a park. So I go towards the police officers being confident, because I thought showing the palms up would calm the situation and calm the conflict. So they slapped me, and the punchline is the hand thing was bullshit.
Oh, okay.
What
okay.
if like when you look down and you realize that your hands didn't help you out of that situation, you also look down and realize that you also still had a boner. You call back to it again. You're like, oh shit, I guess I should try the hands thing without the boner.
The boner. That's a good tag, dude.
Like maybe it didn't work because of the boner.
Maybe the boner didn't work out. Okay. Actually, I was thinking that I was thinking of adding a tag like the boner went away, because like they were ruining my boner or something. I was thinking about doing that, but I don't really know. But that's a good tag. I could use it. What was it again? Sorry, I have a bad memory.
Like when you I guess after you got slapped by the cops, you thought you were thinking, damn, the hands thing doesn't work, and you're looking down at the hands, and then you realize that you still had a boner.
So that's when I thought, maybe.
So like they slapped
maybe
you
I
up, you
should
got
try.
away from the cop. You got away from the police, and as you're walking back to meet with your girlfriend, you're looking down at your hands, and you're like, why didn't it work? It worked in the YouTube video. And then you're like, oh shit, I still got an erection. and then you're like, okay, now it leads into going to meet the girlfriend again, because you've still got an erection. You're like, so then we went to another part of the park, and you don't have to say anything about the erection because it's already said. So like, we went to a different part of the park, and it would be understood that you were going there to go finish making out because you still had an erection.
Well, the last joke. What I'm thinking is, that after I go and look for my girlfriend, I find her, and the cops were still around, but we start making out because I didn't care. I had a boner. It's just a callback to the middle joke of the start of this anecdote.
Mhm.
That's what I was trying to do. But I don't know. I just wrote it today, man. So I'll try to work this out.
For the part where the first part with the hands, where you said you learn hand gestures, and at night if you need help from somebody, and they're like you put your hands up like to disarm them.
Yeah, I know. Actually, I approach them by putting my hands up. Like if I see a girl at night, so just to not to startle her. Let me write that down. Startle. I was trying to figure out a word for that. Not to startle her, I would approach her with my hands up, and they would just mean, "Hey, I don't like
Could
rape."
you, since you're doing the act out on that part of the joke, and you're holding your hands up, and you're like, "Hey, I don't like rape," then you're using it not to startle her. Why not do the same thing whenever you approach the police? Like, "Hey, I've got my hands up." No, and then again, you're like, they slap you, and then you're like, "Oh shit, I still got an erection."
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, anyway, what I was
Because I
saying
think the
before that-
act out of being able to use your hands is a good, kind of thing if you can pull it off well.
I thought that was the main connection between the jokes.
Yeah.
They-
What
And
I
that-
was saying,
that
why I
as
brought
well.
that-
Go
why
ahead,
I
I'm
brought
sorry.
that up was because I think I would have laughed like if you would like right after that like that putting the hands up to disarm them and then be like and then I raped them. I think that would get a laugh.
Yeah.
Or you take like all this effort to make sure they don't think you're about to rape them, and then like they're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
this guy's.
I showed them.
Yeah. You're like, I watched all these videos about what to look for when somebody's gonna rape somebody, and I do all the opposite things, and then I rape them.
That's a good joke,
Nah,
but I don't think I
like
can
that
do it.
'cause it's just a twist at the end,
No,
like
I know. That's why I'm saying it's a good joke, but I can't use it. It wouldn't fit my persona at all. It would ruin the rest of my material too. But I really like the.
I think
I don't-
I
Isn't
think
that
it
the
would be
point?
fitting because
'Cause it
isn't
would
it like
surprise people.
stereotypical? Isn't there like a lot of rape in Indian culture? I mean, not like it's in the culture, but I mean, isn't it happen
It's
more?
No. It's
Doesn't
just
it happen?
it doesn't happen that much as the media tries to make it, especially in the
Okay.
Western countries. It's like
Yeah.
when you watch the Indian news and they're making every president or every person in America such a bad thing. They just want to put something on the news. That's what I feel like. But what I'm really
I
worried
heard
about.
like girls weren't supposed to travel alone to certain countries. That's what I've. But I mean,
this is
Go
another
ahead.
like rabbit hole.
Sorry, go ahead.
situation. I think you're trying to stick to.
I mean, it's like I have this premise where I want to talk about like if you think Slumdog Millionaire is a real representation of India, believing that is like believing American Pie as a real representation of America. Have you ever
It's
seen American
not.
Pie?
got it.
Have you ever seen American Pie? Any
That's
of
my
you?
life in high school.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
You mean
heard
it's
American
not
Pie?
real representation of America?
Yeah. What do you mean?
What?
Dude,
Dude.
that's why I came here. That's why I fucking came here. You motherfuckers. Fake advertising. No.
Sucker.
No. But I'm really worried about the joke where I talk about how my emotions fluctuate up and down, and one moment I'm like, I'm worthless, I can't do anything, people are right, I won't amount to anything, I will disappoint everyone. And then the next moment I'm like, don't stop me now, I'm having such a good time.
I think
I'm
it's
wor-
I think it's all in the delivery.
Mm,
Yeah.
Because I
Act
realize
out.
that online it's hard, but you really have to be like, one minute I'm like, I'm worthless, no one's gonna love me,
yeah.
like that
Attitude.
face, and then the next minute I'm like, don't stop me, like just really like make your
Yeah.
face, like you're into it.
Your
Yeah,
actions
I
and everything have to
I
show that.
understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, because this is the first time I'm ever doing that kind of a joke where I'm saying, I'm doing this and that, and then I'm like da 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 da. It's the first time I'm ever doing that. So
It's
yeah,
all in the face.
you're right there. Right about that, and I need to work on of how to do it. And the second joke I'm worried about is the rape joke.
What rape joke?
Yeah.
Which one?
Which one?
The hands in the air thing.
Yeah, because I approach them with my hands up. That's the thing that I actually do. Like if I'm out at night and if I see a girl and I want some help, I'll approach her with my hands up. That's the premise I had. The punchline I'm adding is hey, I don't like rape.
Yeah, but I think that's less funny than if you like I approach them with my hands up to disarm them, and then I rape them.
Yeah, it sets up.
Yeah, I like the way Bala said it as well. I like it, like we said, you tell all these things about what you do to show them you're not gonna rape them.
Yeah,
and
and then you rape.
And then you could just throw in like I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
At the
yeah,
end.
that's
Like
that's what I'm
it-
thinking.
It might not fit you, but I think that like you said, as a white person, if they're viewing you, then I think that would get a laugh, because I mean, like it's a oddball thing, you did all this work to prepare not to rape them, and then you rape them.
I
No,
think
that's a good.
I think I'm
After
gonna interject. I'm always like the one here, like trying to soften Ambrish's jokes. But you could not make it so extreme and be like,
Because rape
And be
is
like-
bad.
I try not to rape them. I have my hands up. I do all this stuff, and then I steal their wallet. Like don't actually rape people in jokes, but like maybe maybe steal their money. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I mean, I don't know. I after Bilal's put it in perspective, I think Jeremy's punchline is really, really good.
what was Jeremy's?
Your punchline that then I rape them.
Yeah,
That
sure.
punchline, I think it's really, really good. After Bilal put it in perspective for that joke, I think it would work, and I would just after that just go no, and just move on to the next joke.
Yeah.
I mean, because
Or
I feel
like-
like they know you're not.
Yeah.
They know it's not true already. Like you're on a stage.
Yeah.
You don't have to say no. Like
Yeah.
it's
No,
it's
I would say no. I would definitely say no.
Oh my
I
God.
don't want anyone to be on the fence when I tell the next joke. Okay.
Okay, all right, whatever floats your boat, man. You guys have any more feedback?
I didn't want the police officers to think I was going to rape them, so I went with my hands up like this. And then
But the-
they slapped me, and I looked down, and oh shit, I still got an erection. I still think that's good. I think we should go with that.
Because that would work as a callback now. Like, yeah.
Because I mean, you're
Yeah.
calling back to the first thing with your hands in the air, and you can even be doing the act out, like I'm waving your hands or whatever you would do, and then they slap you, and you're like, what the fuck? And you look down, you're like, oh, I guess I wasn't doing the hands thing right, or I shouldn't do the hands thing with an erection. Because if you had an erection and you walked up to some girl and you're like, hey, I'm not gonna rape you, then what the fuck is she gonna think? Like, oh yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah.
So, if you walk up to the police in the same manner, they're like, what the fuck's this guy gonna do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet.
All right.
You guys,
Hello. do your joke so we can leave and
Oh my
Ethak
god!
can go to
Thank
sleep.
you. Fuck. All right, sweet. Here we go. So I went over to this girl's house the other day, and she just had like a bag of raw hamburger meat just sitting in the corner. Like it wasn't even a small bag; it was like a fucking clear trash bag full of raw hamburger meat just chilling. And I was like, "What is she? Is she like raising tigers or something?" So I was like, "So you have any pets?" And she was like, "Yesterday I was playing fetch with my dog, and I accidentally threw the stick into a wood chipper."
So what's she saving it for?
Um, do you think the airport has ever had to delay flights because their butthole scanners were down? Like there's like a guy who's like, "Man, I need to get on that plane. I need to be in New York by 5." I'm like, "Sorry, sir, we can't let you on that plane. Our butthole scanners are down." He's like, "No, I need to get on. You need to scan my butthole right now." And they're like, "Sir, please sit the fuck down." What if other places work like that? You know, like you go to buy some gas and the clerk is like, "Now, before I give you access to this water hose full of liquid explosive, I'm gonna need to scan your butthole." Like, what, you need to scan my butthole? What the fuck? What is this? Some kind of dystopia? Because it's not like 1984 yet, but it's like November of 1983. It's coming soon. Why is it Hispanic and not Hispanic? Da, da, da. Christmas was always a weird time for my family because I grew up in a Muslim family. Then my mom turned Christian, so I remember my first Christmas. And every year, I always ask for the same thing, but I never get it. I like open all my presents, and I just have like a pile of socks or something. Be like, "God damn it, where's my death android?" It's always the same story. Like, "Oh, death androids are too dangerous for kids. A death android ripped out your cousin's lungs." And I was like, "But Mom, all the other kids have death androids because you don't want to be the only kid without a death android, you know? How else am I going to get rid of these pesky lungs?" Cigarettes. Oh, sorry, I might be in the wrong timeline for that joke. You guys don't have death androids yet. You still got a while before those come around. But when they do, you will know true fear. Sorry, I just got here from the future. Fun fact, everybody in the future has a fake booty. Real booties are illegal. Like, that broke ass bitch just walk in here with a real booty? Disgusting. Let me see. You guys know about autoerotic asphyxiation? Did you ever tried to lynch somebody but accidentally ended up causing the greatest orgasm of all time? If someone tried to lynch me, I would just start jacking off because I'm not going to miss the big one. That's the last one. I recently found out that someone I know is a Holocaust denier, which is weird because out of all the conspiracy theories, that's got to be the least fun one, you know? Like, they're those ones that are like, 9/11 was orchestrated by a dimension-hopping tarantula in caves. Because if you can picture a tarantula in a cave, that's probably the most sinister image your mind can conjure without you going insane. And it's got to be one of those capes with the collars on it, too, you know? Those collars, like vampires wear those, because those collars are really good at soaking up blood. And you flip that thing up, you got yourself a blood funnel. Ugh. But apparently after World War II, a lot of Holocaust deniers started popping up, and that got me wondering if after World War III, there are going to be a lot of nuclear Holocaust deniers. Like, I'm picturing a guy with 3 heads, and one of his heads is like, "Did that shit really happen? I don't know. I think just made it up."
That's good.
And the second head is like, "Yeah, I think they're just trying to steal all our flaming piles of radioactive skulls." And then the third head is like, "I used to think that Nicolas Cage was just where they put you when you don't have any nickels. All right, I'm done. Thanks, guys. You have any feedback?
I like Hispanic, Hispanic, and I really like the Holocaust premise. I thought it was a really good like premise to work with. That's like the least fun conspiracy. Yeah.
I like when you came back in time and you had to explain that. Oh, you guys don't fucking have death androids? Like, everybody's got death androids.
Wrong timeline.
Like, sorry, you guys shouldn't have revealed that information. It's too early right now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took me a minute to catch up to you, but then I got it.
Luckily for you, he was only a minute into the future, so it didn't take long for you to catch up.
Yeah. I liked the booty joke a lot. I don't know why, I guess. But maybe just more like animated, like okay, I'm gonna sound offended, like, oh damn
Offensive.
girl, like damn girl, you have a real booty. What kind of cheap ass like slut are you? Like, I don't know.
You want me to nig it up? Okay.
Yeah,
You booty ass.
yeah.
Bootylicious.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, I do.
What I was wondering is like, why are real booties illegal or looked down upon? Like, what's bad about a real booty?
It's just so
Bro,
fake.
Hey,
It's just plain.
Because the real booty doesn't have any features. Like the
what's
fake
bad with-
booties, they have a cup holder,
A cup holder.
and
They got an ashtray.
and yeah.
But maybe fake boobs are illegal in the future. So you have to have real boobies hanging out, but a fake booty.
Like, whenever I was
But
a
why,
kid,
though?
you
Why?
could still smoke in many places. So like the back seat of the car had that little ashtray that popped out, and you just ash your cigarette in there, and then you close it back.
Yeah, you just ash
I
your
imagine
cigarette
that
and
on
give your kid
A
cancer.
booty. Yeah, fuck my kid. I don't care. It's his problem. I'll be fucking dead before that shit comes around. Dog.
No, I know you're joking. Okay. I don't know.
Good.
So the booty has a cup holder or some kind of features. That's why real booty is a real ass is looked down upon. What else does the booty have? It's got a cup holder, an ashtray.
What would we want booties to have? I don't. A bottle
Seat
opener?
A seat open. Now they already have a bottle opener.
Ah, that's your joke. That's
I was
a
thinking,
funny one.
maybe like it makes sitting way more comfortable.
Yeah.
Like
Helps your back, Tempur-Pedic.
get posture. Oh shit! What the hell?
Well,
Bye,
Yeah,
Jared.
Not again.
I think it'll be.
Whoa, this
But yes,
plane is landing.
so there's a bottle opener, there's a seat warmer, there's a cup holder. What else is there?
Junk in the trunk.
It's got like
Yeah,
Wi-Fi.
literally, junk in the trunk. It's a storage space. It's a
It's like a
storage space.
Wi-Fi hotspot.
The Wi-Fi hotspot, yeah.
Yeah.
A credit card machine?
Oh yeah.
Like swipe. I don't know. I'm getting tired.
Yeah, me too. Let's wrap this shit. Unless you guys have anything else.
Nah, solid.
All right, sweet. Now's the part where if you have anything to plug, like any social media or podcasts, or if you just want to scream the N-word at the top of your lungs, this is where you do it. So,
Nigeria.
you're up
I
first.
don't know.
You have anything?
I
Nah,
have
man. Everything's canceled at the moment.
I'm Rich.
I I have a YouTube channel. I don't know if anyone is watching though. Is anyone watching the live stream or?
No, no one is watching right now, but people may watch later. So
Okay,
By the
it's fuck. I was thinking maybe nobody's watching it, so no one will cancel me. But it's Ambrish Singh on YouTube. Just my name. Search it. Look for look for an Indian guy. Picture of an Indian guy with black hair, really good looking. Just look for that.
all right, Sophia.
Yeah, I have a YouTube that I just made, and a Facebook page called Sophia Does Comedy. So just all one word.
All right.
And so
This
follow me
concludes. Oh wait, no.
for
You have
that.
another thing? Sorry. Were you still talking?
Nope. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought I cut you off. My bad. Oh, all right. This concludes another thrilling episode of the workshop. Bye forever.